Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and learn why antique planes have become a modern-day passion.
I don't think you're more one with any other type of aircraft.
Take a deep breath, take a load off your feet, and listen to a great story well told.
And Brer Rabbit was saying, shoot, get, shoot, 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 get.
Got off the blacktop, got on a little gravel road, then a dirt road, then no road at all.
The lost art of storytelling is alive and well in Jonesboro, Tennessee.
Storytelling is at the heart of our culture.
They bounce, spin, pour, and oh yeah, they got velour. They're low-riding works of art, and they aren't cheap.
We have a little over $125,000 in it.
What inspires these passionate artists? Well, it's a low-riding extravaganza, and you are invited on Amazing America. Nealon. Welcome to Amazing America. Now, I don't know about you, but most of what I know about World War I aviation, I learned in old Peanuts comics when Snoopy went into battle with the Red Baron. Shows what I know. Today, over there is really over here. Rhinebeck, New York, to be exact, where dedicated history buffs gather every week to recreate a lost era and to celebrate a passionate love of flying. Take a look.
Every airplane is like, a special little thing, a little flower or some little piece of nature, and each one has its own little beauty. The thing I like about the open cockpit flying is that you really feel that you are connected with nature.
At the old Rhinebeck Aerodrome, these sentiments don't seem a bit odd. This small strip on the east bank of the Hudson River in upstate New York is the mecca of antique aviation in the United States.
We probably in one spot do more air shows in the summer than any other place in the world. I'm sure we do. We do 30 of them. Then we have the museum, which is a world-class museum with an international reputation, has almost 60 airplanes. And then we have the theatrical aspects of what we do here.
Oh, get your foot back in there! Quit waving at us! Look out, guys, he's gonna get you!
Theatrics are exactly what happens each weekend at Rhinebeck. The Saturday show highlights the history of aviation, although it includes the aerodrome's collection of antique automobiles, motorcycles, costumes, and whatever else can be crowbarred in to create the right atmosphere.
The idea is zoom, 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 bang, 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 action, action, action.
The Sunday show is best described as a melodrama. It pits the Black Baron, a German flying ace, and his henchmen against the British and French for the attentions of Trudy Truelove. Hokey is a good description of the Sunday show. So is magical. John Barker plays the Black Baron.
I came here when I was a kid, and I saw Cole do it as the Black Baron, and I never in a million years figured that I'd end up doing it.
The original Black Baron was Cole Palin. He was the founder, owner, and the dreamer who created the old Rhinebeck Aerodrome. You can't go far at the place without someone invoking Cole's name.
In a certain sense, you could say he had an obsession, but it was a good obsession. And the guy worked so hard. He worked 7 days a week, 15 hours a day.
Cole Palin died late in 1993, and his loss is sorely felt. But his legacy continues. He collected and nurtured the historic aircraft, and these planes are ultimately why over 5 million people have visited the Rhinebeck Aerodrome over the years.
I've often thought that it's too bad Joseph Campbell, while he was still alive, had never come to the old Rhinebeck Aerodrome. And I've read some of his writings on myth and magic, and the ingredients are certainly here.
And at Rhinebeck, airplanes are beautiful things.
The oldest airplane that we flew today was the Blériot, 1911 Blériot, serial number 56, made in France. Well, the Jenny, of course, is really America's first real airplane. When the Jenny came out in World War I, it trained all the American pilots. So it was America's first exposure to aviation was the Jenny.
John Barker carries on the legacy from the cockpit of a Speedwing Travel Air. It was a Hollywood stunt plane until a crash turned it into a broken heap. It took John 7.5 years to restore it to its original glory.
I think it's an early morning thing when the sun's coming up and you're content by yourself, you're working, you really feel like what you're doing is really appreciated. And then it feels like you really accomplished something. And you know that by doing it and keeping it going, that you're perpetuating something that is enjoyable for everybody.
Bill King has been perpetuating that something at Rhinebeck for 30 years. And Bill knows every single inch of his British tiger moth.
These little bumps are rib stitching, it's called. You take a long needle, you pass it up one side of the rib, come down on the other side, tie a special knot, move along. And so when I'm flying along and the sun's shining out there and I can see those, I know I did every single one of those. If I see a loose knot, I know I'm the guy that left it loose also.
This is how an average day starts at the old Rhinebeck Aerodrome. Typically, it takes 5 hours of maintenance on the ground for every 1 hour these planes spend in the air. Seems like a lot of trouble, but to the Rhinebeck gang, it's all time well spent.
It's still that seat of the pants flying. You can really enjoy the airplane, the freedom that it provides.
It is the wind in your hair, the power. I don't think you're more one with any other type of aircraft, new aircraft. It's just all there.
We're having so much fun that we figure that if the crew that's on our side of the fence is having a ball doing the show, that the customers, the folks on the other side of the fence, are having a ball watching us.
It was fantastic. It was great.
I thought it was a very good show because I liked all the action.
What was your favorite part?
Geez, I don't know the whole show.
I guess there are different kinds of magic for different people. So I guess that's part of what we do here. We're, besides being airplane mechanics and showmen and pilots and bomb blower-uppers and everything else, we're magicians, too.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that would be better to do, and so we're just doing it.
Lowriders, motorized menace, or art galleries on wheels? You decide, if and only if you stay with us.
I prefer my coffee smooth.
I like it more robust. The Braun Flavor Select has a revolutionary brewing system that lets you vary the taste from mild to robust. Braun, for great tasting coffee, just the way you like it.
From Eureka, back so powerful they've earned the Corvette name. Corvette Handback with powered brush rope. New Corvette Wet Dry with high-performance 4-horsepower motor. Both great deals. The next generation from Eureka.
When you want to send your warmest holiday wishes with flowers, call us and we'll make all the arrangements. Last-minute gifts are our specialty. We've got something for everyone. Who wouldn't love beautiful flowers on Christmas Eve? Oh, we guarantee it. Christmas Eve delivery. Absolutely. 1-800-FLOWERS. Just call our name.
Had a party going since 1859. Toasted decks, alcohol, and old lang syne. When you do it this good, you better throw away the books. That's when America parties.
If you got a beard, we've got your number. Introducing the adjustable Maverick beard and mustache trimmer with 6 different settings. Man, does this do a number on beards. Maverick from Norelco.
I'm sorry, you have the wrong department. Human resources. Oh, hi, Linda. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm from Radio Shack. Busy? Just one question.
Shoot.
Would you rather run all over for holiday gifts, then go get boxes, then get wrapping paper, then ribbon, then cards, then get stamps, then stand in line?
Or
come in for gifts at Radio Shack Gift Express and get them wrapped, packed with a card, and delivered by FedEx delivery service.
So what's the question?
1,200 gifts the easy way from Radio Shack Gift Express.
It's you in the middle of the action. Amusement parks make it happen. Riding the movies on Movie Magic. Next on the Discovery Channel.
In cyberspace, nothing is secret. No one is safe. Meet the world's most renowned computer criminals on Hack Attack. Friday at 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific on Discovery Journal.
Car culture is American culture, and lowriders are about as wild an expression of that culture as you're going to find. What is a lowrider? A radically customized car driven by a radically dedicated owner. Well, let me correct that. Creator. For these cars are rolling works of automotive art. See for yourself. When you see a car, you see transportation. When these visionaries see a car, they see pure potential. Not unlike Michelangelo staring at a block of solid marble, itching to release the artwork inside. Welcome to the Lowrider World Tour Super Show in Los Angeles. Awesome automotive artworks from all over the country are assembled here to see which one will be selected as Lowrider of the Year.
I'm here because I'm from Los Angeles, and everybody comes from all over the country over here because this is the #1 show. This is where lowriding originally started. It's not about the trophy money, and it's not about the trophy. The real judges are all the people that gather around your car, and they give you the compliment, and that's all you need when you go home.
It feels good because it sure pays for all the frustration, all the hard hours of hard work. When somebody walks up, this is incredible. It makes it worthwhile.
How to begin? Well, treat the entire car like multi-ton galvanized canvas. Wherever possible, create mini works of art within or upon the great totality. Art transcends logic. It imposes itself on life for the purpose of illuminating it. That's why, in this context, it's perfectly logical to use neon wherever possible, even though it requires a sea of extra batteries and renders the car non-street worthy. But who cares? That's like complaining that Van Gogh's Starry Night doesn't go with most wallpaper. As for the interiors of these beauties, a single rule of thumb applies. When in doubt, velour. That means everything, from the seat cushions to the dashboard. When it all comes together, what you get is a masterpiece like Kenny Gonzalez's astonishing '84 Silverado pickup, a reverie of chrome, mirrors, neon, and blood.
It took us exactly 1 year and 9 months, and I mean every day we were working on it. Money-wise, we have about a little over $125,000 in it. That's the whole thing on everything.
How do they get this kind of money? The same way Da Vinci did it. The same way Beethoven did it. The same way that public television does it. Corporate sponsorship. That's right. Kenny and the other low-riding Rembrandts are out there hustling stereo companies, automotive hydraulics companies, anyone who will allow them to pursue their passion. So if it's such a hassle, why does Kenny pursue it? First off, pride.
It's just in the blood, you know. It's a feel, Chicano pride to build each vehicle is its own person's pride. You know what you are.
Who wouldn't be proud of this astonishing four-wheel fantasy created by Joe Ray?
Well, this is a Lincoln Continental 1979. I took off the bumpers. The windshield is extended and slanted to look like a Corvette.
This car took 6 years to put together. It radiates with the same passion that Monet lavished on his famous water lilies. At this event, more than 50,000 people came to admire these vehicles. They came for another reason as well.
It's great to see, to see a lot of, Chicanos and Latin people and, just people from all different colors and races just coming together. Check out the cars, and I can't stress it, check out the girls, the girls. And the girls, it's even a trip because, see, the group of girls that come here, they all come dressed up, looking fine. Some come in bikini tops because a lot of guys come with cameras.
Now we're getting close to the heart of lowriding. It's the pursuit of great art, at least partially so as to impress young women who have come here at least partially for the purpose of being impressed. Why else would someone go to the trouble of fitting out his car door with rotating compact discs of, what else? The doors. Why else would an adult attach a fake wine spigot to the fender of a $100,000 show car? But there's more to lowriding than impressing the female of the species. Let's face it, these guys also like to impress each other. Take a look. That's right, welcome to the hydraulic high jump competition. Some of these cars are rigged to jump more than 3 feet in the air, as rigorously measured by the judges. And hopping cars isn't even the half of it. Welcome to the dancing truck bed competition. If half of this ingenuity were applied to our space program, we'd be on Mars by now. These hydraulic wonders brought the crowd to its feet. It was a triumph of technology, with the occasional meltdown. No sooner had one guy figured out how to make the truck bed dance than someone comes along and figures out how to make it whirl like a flying saucer. And no sooner had the whirling truck bed been developed than the next wise guy comes along and makes that look like last year's lava lamp by developing a truck bed that comes apart and then whirls around. And all for what purpose? That's right, and it looks like it's working. Of course, it's a lot more than that. Lowriding is something that seems to be in the blood from the cradle. Just look at these impossibly beautiful lowrider bicycles. In fact, at least one vehicle here suggests that lowriding existed at the dawn of time. So there you have it, lowriding as it really is. Perhaps the most underappreciated art form of the 20th century.
In a lot of cultures, a lot of races have their own unique trait, maybe, be it business or accounting or whatever. The Mexican trait is artistic. We have that in the blood, and we express it and through today in the cars. Lowriding is part of that expression.
And the next generation was at this event, ready to pick up the drafting pencil, the monkey wrench, and the paintbrush to keep this art form alive and thriving. Can quiet storytellers survive in this tabloid, short attention span, lowest common denominator culture of ours? Yep. Just don't get distracted, okay? We'll be right back.
They fought over how to reach a young woman found alone in the wilderness.
There isn't anybody who speaks her language.
Fought over how to protect her.
I happen to like Nell. What you do to her is personal to me.
Until the power of her innocence brought them together. Jodie Foster, Liam Neeson, and Natasha Richardson in a Michael Apted film that David Sheehan of CBS Television says has Oscar written all over it. Nell, rated PG-13, now playing in New York and Los Angeles, opens Christmas Day everywhere.
When you want to send your warmest holiday wishes with flowers, call us, and we'll make all the arrangements. Last-minute gifts are our specialty. We've got something for everyone. Who wouldn't love beautiful flowers on Christmas Eve? Oh, we guarantee it. Christmas Eve delivery. Absolutely. 1-800-FLOWERS. Just call our name.
With the iced tea pot by Mr. Coffee, you can make delicious fresh brewed iced tea in about 10 minutes for pennies a glass. So if you're under the spell of expensive bottled iced teas, snap out of it. The iced tea pot by Mr. Coffee.
It's you in the middle of the action. Amusement parks make it happen. Riding the movies on Movie Magic. Next on the Discovery Channel.
It's a race against time.
You never know.
The Transplant Train, Monday at 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. Only on Discovery Showcase.
Make it the best Christmas ever. It's the DOW Dow Factory Direct Holiday Sale. And at Dow, you've got 1 year interest-free. No down payment and no interest whatsoever for 1 full year. It's here. The perfect gift for you for the ones you love. Take this deluxe multimedia computer system with super fast 4060X266 processor, double-speed CD-ROM drive, sound card, fax, modem, and speakers. The entire system only $1188. Take this Epson inkjet printer, just $147.87 at DOW Dow.
Chargers football. Get into the game.
Americans love tall tales. Paul Bunyan and his giant ox Babe, George Washington and the cherry tree, Congress reducing the federal deficit, you name it. For the last 22 years, storytellers have been celebrated at the National Storytelling Festival, a gathering where embellishment and fabrication are rewarded, not with election to public office, but with the respect and enjoyment of a happy audience. It's a cliche, but nevertheless true. We've been spoiled by television. While our attention span's been lowered, our expectations have been raised. If it can't be said in 30 seconds, we often prefer that it not be said at all. What then can we television makers do about a convention of storytellers? To them, a soundbite is something to be chewed on for hours. In fact, in Jonesboro, Tennessee, 8,000 story lovers gathered together in tents, in parks, and on street corners to share hundreds of hours worth of stories. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to spend with these folks, so we'll not dwell on the stories, but on just a few of the storytellers. And believe me, they're a story in themselves.
Well, I believe that I was a born storyteller.
I've been telling stories since I was very small.
I've been a cowboy balladeer for about 35 years.
As long as there is a Jonesboro, there's going to be storytelling. And as long as there is storytelling, there's going to be a Jonesboro. It's like the pilgrims coming to their religious spots. We are all storytellers and storytelling enthusiasts.
Just south of the Virginia, Tennessee line, there's a place that is dear to my heart. And although I'm a Yankee by birth and design, it was there my new life got its start.
Jonesboro opens up its heart and its soul every year and allows for a moment 3 days in the fall with the leaves turning, and allows this larger community to create itself, renew itself, and then go back out into the world and work that magic back at home in each of the smaller communities.
Most of us feel sort of isolated. You might be the only storyteller in your area, and so this is a great chance for everybody to get together and catch up on what's been happening.
We've lost something in this country by not sitting around the breakfast table visiting, by turning on the boob tube at night instead of getting around in the living room and visiting. So what we're doing here is celebrating the reincarnation of our own imaginations, and I think that's what I love about it.
And Wolf saw that cow tail sticking out of the dirt, and he thought that cow had some kind of magic that let her go away under the ground. He ran up, he grabbed hold of that tail, and he pulled as hard as he could and popped it up out of the dirt. All of the storytellers who come here go back out recharged with a sense of purpose, a sense of how they're doing, what they're doing is important.
I am totally inspired and motivated because it's such a rich heritage in it, and it just gets your creative juices flowing again, and I think you need that.
You're back. My heart's been...
Closer and closer crawls the wire. Why, the urban brand, it's on the land, and I reckon I'll retire.
People forget that storytelling is an art form, like music is an art form. There are as many different ways of telling stories as there are of making music.
Left home early this morning, started out there and going to get on that big 4-lane interstate, made a wrong turn, got off the blacktop, got on a little gravel road, then a dirt road, then no road at all.
There ain't nothing like the feeling that you get down deep inside as you trot out in the morning when you're tired on the ride.
We'll say I'm going to drag you out of there. I'm going to snatch out your ears. I'm going to pull off your tail, cut off your legs, skin you, and eat you.
My primary motivation for telling stories now is sharing Cherokee history, Cherokee mythology, and Cherokee culture.
I tell about the things I know. I do it in a tradition the cowboys have always done it in, and that's kind of a rhyming tradition.
I listened to the masters tell stories there at the depot and at the country store, and those old men were masters at telling yarns and tall tales and lies, and they are masters at the gestures and pauses and overstatements and understatements and eye contact and body movements.
He opened his mouth out of over that hole, and Bert Rabbit was saying, "Shoo, get, shoo, 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 get, shoo, get." Well, while he was shooing and getting, he was getting out the back door of that old hollow log.
Why, if I gave you a pickup truck, would you put it in the garage? Why, no, sir. Why, you'd take it right downtown and show it to the person that come down the road. You'd be proud of it, and that's where you are with storytelling. You share.
It's a mission, you know, to take these stories and the music and the poetry and pass it on to other generations.
I've heard some amazing stories from people about the things that storytelling has moved them to do, or the fear it's moved them out of. And so one of the reasons I like to tell stories is because it's kind of like an emotional Heimlich maneuver.
Storytelling keeps me alive. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me going. It makes life worthwhile.
Sometimes when I'm lonesome, out on the road, I might hear the whistle of a train. And I dream it's the one that blows through Jonesboro, sings out this welcome refrain.
I handed him that mason jar back, and I said, "Good gracious, man, how in the world do you drink that stuff?" He said, "Why, I can't hardly. Now, here's the gun. Make me take a drink, would you?"
Wolf and his family, they had a very poor supper because, like us, they were left with just the tail.
We too, I guess, commute to work as the job at hand dictates, but we commune while we're commuting. What a difference that makes.
What makes America amazing? Well, men who fly 75 years into the past, people who have turned old cars into bouncing labors of love, and storytellers who celebrate our common past. And of course, folks who'll sit quietly and let these characters into their imaginations. People like you. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I'm Kevin Nealon. See you next time.
Coming up next, amusement park rides use film themes on movie magic. Then Americans turn to leisure vehicles for recreation on the No Zone. Explore your world on the Discovery Channel.
We judge how you enjoyed the show by the food that you give them.